Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, and welcome to the Lighthouse. This is episode 006. Okay, we've been going. Okay. So I want to apologize for my lateness. You know, Virgo season is all about your physical health, and last week I had like 3 doctor appointments back to back, and so I had to focus and make sure I was ready to come on camera for y'all. Nothing serious. I'm good, but I just gotta, you gotta stay focused. You gotta do what you gotta do. Let's talk Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th celebrates divine feminine energy. Manifest and honor your beauty, creativity, and wisdom. In supreme math, 1 is knowledge and 3 is understanding. 1 plus 3 is 4, which is culture or freedom. 13 is the number of fertility, blood, creation, as well as death and rebirth. There are 13 moon cycles yearly, corresponding to the number of menstrual cycles women have annually. So ladies, if you're on your cycle today, you know what to do. Y'all just seen that video, Friday the 13th. You were supposed to get this on the Friday the 13th, but it's okay. And we can still talk about it, okay? I know some of y'all like, well, there aren't 13 months in a year, so that doesn't even really make sense. But if every month was 28 days, that would equate to an extra 28 days. So if January, March, April, May, June, you took out the 29th, the 30th, and 31st, you add all of those extra days, it would equal another 28 days. So that's why, we have the 13 moon cycles, the 13 menstrual cycles. I know some of y'all probably at some point in the year, ladies, you might get your cycle like back to back almost, and like, what the heck is going on? It is what it is. The Friday the 13th is leading up to the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces, my sun sign, okay? And so it's going to be a lot happening, a lot's going on. People, young kids might start acting like feral animals, okay? The hospitals, the jails might turn all the way up, okay? Because enclosed spaces is already like confined spaces, I'll say, where people need help, okay, is a Piscean thing. Prisons and jails is Piscean, and hospitals are also Piscean, and that also goes for rehab places like senior living residents. So yeah, keep that in mind. There has been a lot of death, to say the least, over this past couple of weeks. Since the 30th, we had Fat Man Scoop, and then we had Rich Homie Quan, and then Frankie Beverly, and then James Earl Jones. And instead of like holding on and like doing the death chart and looking at all their birth charts and all of that stuff, I decided to look at the current state of things, okay, to see what is really going on. And so, I was going to talk about Tyreek Hill's arrest, and so I was looking for his birth chart, and then I mistook a current natal chart for his natal chart, and I looked and I was like, oh shoot, all the universal planets are in retrograde. Like, what the heck? So let's backtrack. A lot of people think, oh well, a retrograde is when things slow down or they move backwards, when that's not necessarily the case. Retrograde energy can be internalized. So Mars is very independent, right? Autonomous. And instead of that person being impulsive, they might just be like an independent person. They might just do things on their own and be comfortable doing that. Okay? Everything isn't always overt as far as behavior goes when you want to kind of pick apart someone's behavior based on their zodiac sign. You might not even see or know, okay, that their Mars is in Aries or whatever. So they might be hyper independent, okay? So we have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto all in retrograde when these legends passed away. So what is a universal planet? Universal planets are collective planets, meaning that they are focused on the whole instead of themselves or other people. It's everybody. It's the human race. It's not just them. It's not just their own culture. It's everybody. It's the whole big picture, right? And so they're in search of the ultimate truth. A universal sign is really focused on humanity and how to push humanity forward as far as evolution. Evolve together. It's like everyone, everywhere, forever, instead of me here now or me, them, today. It's more focused on your place in the world and how you fit within the bigger picture, the larger construct of the human race. So let's talk about it. Neptune is retrograde at home in the sign of Pisces. And in the zodiac wheel, Pisces is the last zodiac sign. So death by old age, okay, is a Piscean concept. And so you had James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly. They were up in age, and although yes, we had heard Frankie Beverly had been dealing with some things, we ain't know nothing about James. Okay. King Joffrey Joe Fur. Okay. He was older. He passed away. It is what it is. Okay. And so it's easier to kind of deal with death when the person is older, but when you have younger people or people who die unexpectedly, like Rich Homie Quan and Fat Man Scoop, it's kind of like, oh man, it hurts a little more because we, as those who have been left behind, we weren't ready. I mean, I'm sure they weren't either. I know as they were dying, like, dang, I'm dying now. No. Okay. And no, we don't know the cause of death for Fat Man Scoop, but we do know for Rich Homie Quan. Allegedly, he OD'd. And so Pisces and Neptune, Pisces being retrograde in Neptune being retrograde in Pisces, okay, that gives way to addictions of all kinds to kind of take us down or affect us in some kind of way internally. Remember, retrograde, internal. Okay. And so addiction, drugs, alcohol, anything that can make you, I don't want to say delusional, but anything that can kind of float your mind, okay, or have you inebriated. That is all Pisces. And so Rich Homie Quan, all of these people pass away like within a few days of each other, within a span of 2 weeks. Fat Man Scoop was the first one on the 30th, and then recently, y'all know, we just had James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly almost like back to back. Saturn is also retrograde in Pisces. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus, and Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. Pluto, we know, is definitely about the death and the rebirth. This is about the transition. And when people that do astrology, when they think of death, it's like you just going on into the next life, like Jesus's resurrection. That's essentially what it is. You gone into this new life, and that's what they have done. Okay. And so I just didn't want to kind of somber down things and do everything very sadly, because we already had the school shooting in Georgia where 2 black people and 2 non-black people were killed by a student who shouldn't have had a gun, even though his dad bought him one right after the FBI came to his house to visit and said, do you know your son is crazy? Essentially, you don't know, but that's that privilege. But we ain't gonna get on that. I ain't gonna. We got some other things to cover. Okay. But like I said, I was looking at Tyreek Hill, so I just wanted to touch in just a little bit. Now, again, these are not causes, okay? The planets in their transits do not cause certain things to happen, okay? It is an opportunity, okay, for a correlated event to occur. Okay, so if Neptune retrograde in his home sign of Pisces, Tyreek Hill, boom. Okay, getting arrested and all that crazy stuff. Even I saw the video. It was crazy. It was crazy to me. So yeah. But arrested, jail, prison, that's all, it's a Pisces situation here. But the guy that is the police officer or the sheriff, okay, that they are trying to take down, essentially, he had like 6 other complaints or had been to 6 other police stations, like transfers. Like, that's a problem. But it happens all the time. It happens all the time. You get a police officer get in trouble, they just transfer them to the next, and it's just like getting a new job. It's clean slate, but they're still the same person, so they can still behave recklessly. So, that's that Saturn retrograde for you. Authority, kinda doing things they shouldn't be, fraudulent. Okay, because Saturn is all about structure and authority, right? That's what the police are supposed to be providing. But Pisces is fraud energy. Okay, top flight security, doing way too much. I decided to throw a commercial in right here, okay, just to urge you, if you feel moved, to please get a personal reading, okay? And if you are watching any of the free readings that are here on my YouTube channel, okay, that is essentially how your personal reading will go. Okay, you can do a live reading or you can do a pre-recorded. That way you can come back to it anytime you feel like you need a boost of support, okay? So make sure you go to www.12thlighthouse.com and book your personal reading today. So I don't know if you all know, but there has been a lot of talk recently about creating a new category or genre within hip-hop rap music. North Carolinian producer Ninth Wonder is an advocate for creating a contemporary hip-hop category so that senior elder MCs can still get their shine and not have to feel like they have to compete with the young Uzis and the little thises and the NBA young boys and whatever else is out there or plans to come out. So when I was growing up, my dad was a huge fan of jazz. He still is. And so, he got all the collections. Every CD was categorized based on the instrument. Like, I helped him organize it one day. So one day, as an adult, I got him a jazz album. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought, oh, he'll love this. He called me. He a Capricorn. And he was like, I listen to contemporary jazz. This is like, basically, it was traditional jazz. He was like, I listen to contemporary jazz. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I do understand the difference, but I thought jazz was jazz. So now that we're talking about hip hop, I am 1,000% in agreement with the contemporary hip hop category. I need Ghostface, Nas, I need LL, I need MC Lyte, whoever, okay, wants to put out an album. I want them to feel like they can put out an album of quality and not have to worry about first week sales. Oh, well, we got to go up against, I'm trying to think, who was a young rapper that, Boss Man D-Lo, or 21 Savage, or even a Drake or a Kendrick. That way, labels or whoever is financing, they can set a budget aside, to kind of market them appropriately. Marketing, imaging, social outlets, all of that is marketing these days, and merch. I don't need an LL Cool J ashtray. I would like a LL Cool J Kango though. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's different ways and different types of partnerships, different brand deals that can be open to these contemporary hip hop artists. Okay. But also, we need some gatekeepers. We need people letting these people know this is whack. This is terrible. You can't sing. You can't rap. Now music is, I ain't even gonna say music. Hip hop, rap music is just like a free for all. Like, that's crazy. Other genres of music just don't allow any old body to just come in and start making music. It don't work like that. They do quality control. No pun intended. Okay? That's the whole point of having QC. So hopefully soon, because if we follow suit, then the Grammys, VMAs, all of these award shows, they will have to recognize the artists that are more than deserving to get their flowers, get the support, get the shine and the light that they need. Okay, the stage in order to keep the legacy going. Because I still listen to all that music. Pete Rock and y'all know Pete Rock and Common album. I'm still listening to it. The show was last night. And I'm so mad because I thought it was last week. And if I would have realized it was last night, I would have bought a ticket. It sold out. All I could do was play the album and sulk. Okay. What else we got? So I was thinking, instead of going into the big topic for the day, okay, I wanted to do the Venus and Pisces moment just a little sooner. Check this out. All right, y'all. Kendrick dropped last night on September 11th, and the song was exactly 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Y'all know how Kendrick is with the timestamps. In the song, there's a line where he says he isn't enthusiastic about dropping new music because the more visible you are, the more your spirit is tried. What does that mean? As a person becomes more successful, regardless of what industry you're in, the more people that have access to you, the more people that have access to your energy, to your spirit, your frequency, your vibration, and all the things. This includes you too, content creators, or people who are thinking about becoming content creators. As a musician, there's a lot more temptation. This also includes like actors or athletes. You have more access to people, places, things. And Kendrick just don't want to put himself in that position. He's been there before, and he talks about it in multiple songs, especially on Mr. Morale. Whether you want to call it the devil, your shadow self, your unhealthy side, the old you, it's all negative and it's all out there, and he just don't even want that opportunity for those things to come into play for him. Yes, it is, and actually the whole song is a bar on life. The whole song, Kendrick is basically rationalizing or giving his rationale for why he had to take out Drake the way he did. Taking out Drake was a necessary evil in order for the rise of the culture, the betterment of the culture, life, the industry. The basic good versus evil, light versus dark. That is a part of the hero's journey theme that we see in most movies. But let's focus on the necessary evil part. A necessary evil is essentially like a bad thing that you have to do, but for a justified or good reason. It's like sinning for God. So we do this every day, almost, for the most part, as humans living in this physical world. You tell kids you ain't got no McDonald's money. Those little white lies are still lies. Killing somebody in self-defense, even though thou shalt not murder. Every day as humans, we're faced with these conundrums. It's almost like to crash out or not to crash out. And if we do crash out, how are we going to crash out? Kendrick already crashed out with Not Like Us. But with this one, he is beating Drake down. It's like watching two gladiators in the Coliseum, and we are the audience, thirsty for blood. Kendrick Lamar will be headlining Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, Louisiana. A lot of people are upset, but it is what it is, okay? Wayne, I wish that video you did, I wish the optics were better. Okay, I was thinking it was looking like he was about to roll up, like I seen a lighter and an ashtray. I mean, which is fine, that's his personal business, But that's part of the reason why you didn't get the Super Bowl. And I mean, it ain't on just Wayne, it's on his team too. Like, it's almost like nonchalant. Essentially, Wayne apologized because he felt like our support, over the past year or two, after they announced that the Super Bowl was going to be in New Orleans, everybody's like, Wayne, 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 Wayne. He does deserve it. He absolutely deserves it. But, we boosted his ego and he felt like it was a shoe and like he was just going to automatically get it. And that's not what happened. And so it was kind of a letdown. But just to see us as a fan base kind of rallying around him and just saying it's whack, it's whack, it's whack, it is what it is. Because we don't know who Jay-Z offered up and suggested. And I'm sure the city council members or who from the city of New Orleans was on that board. I'm sure Wayne's name came up plenty of times, okay? Because if you get Wayne, you automatically would get Nicki, you would get Drake, you would get Hot Boys, Cash Money, Juvenile, Manny Fresh. I mean, Master P, even 504 Boys. You would get everybody. Shout out to Soldier Slim, R.I.P. But I mean, it is what it is. Like Wayne said, it's kind of him and his team's fault. And recently, Wayne, I saw an article, I think it was Rolling Stone, said that he has memory issues, like he can't remember what songs go to which album. He don't know the words. That's why he need a teleprompter. And I mean, if Wayne and I are the same age, okay, I saw Wayne in concert when I was in high school, okay, I was going to the Cash Money Rough Rider shows, okay, so me and Wayne, I grew up with him as a fan, and so I know what Wayne could be. I saw Wayne was there a couple of years ago at Something in the Water. We ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, it was a great show. But Kendrick Lamar is going to put on a performance. It's not just gonna be him on stage with a mic and some lights and screens or whatever. It's gonna be a real stage show. Okay, it's gonna be some acting, it's gonna be music, it's gonna be a cultural situation. And I mean, Kendrick is hot right now with Not Like Us. The Super Bowl won that. They know, trust me, they paying attention to the same social media we paying attention to. Everybody knows about Not Like Us. Everybody know Kendrick is the man right now. And to have Kendrick drop that new song with the black Air Forces from eBay as the album cover, woo! He ain't playing, okay? He ain't playing. He is not playing, okay? Either way, it's going to be a good show, but I never thought that just because Kendrick was the headliner that he wouldn't bring out Wayne. Y'all remember when Wayne was talking about retiring? No, nigga! Kendrick was going crazy. Like, Kendrick snapped. Okay? So, I mean, everybody loves Wayne. Everybody looks up to Wayne. Wayne is an icon. He fathered a lot of styles, okay? He is the father of a lot of these rap sons out here, especially people like Uzi Vert and anybody with the little blah, 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 NBA Youngboy. Everybody want to be Wayne. They all want to be Wayne, okay? So, I mean, it is what it is. That's why you have to always carry yourself in a professional manner. I mean, not that Wayne hasn't done that. Obviously, I don't work behind the scenes. I don't know. But people want to know they can count on you, that you are dependable and that you're going to show up on time. You're going to rehearse. They don't have to worry about you being flaky. Okay? They don't want unsolid ground. They want to know that they can count on you. Okay? And when you are involved with drugs and alcohol, that make people nervous. Okay? That makes people very, very nervous. Okay? So I hope Wayne really get it together. ASAP. All right. Before we do the Age of Aquarius moment, let's talk about this POTUS debate. Yes, we have talked about Kamala and Trump before, but we're going to talk about the debate specifically, and that will lead us to Mercury and Gemini placements. Okay, and you could throw in Virgo as well, because Virgo was ruled by Mercury. Okay, because it's all about communication, rationale. Okay, giving speeches. Okay, that is what Gemini is all about under Mercury. Okay, so let's get into it. You see Kamala's birth chart. Okay, she got the Mercury in Scorpio, right? Y'all know I'm looking at my notes. Mercury represents rational thoughts, behaviors, correctedness, speech, communication, language, facts, data. Okay, and it's also, her Mercury in Scorpio is in the 5th house, which is ruled by Leo, which gives more credence to where, I was about to say why, where this is all happening, where she has to kind of display her ability to communicate facts, data, information. She essentially was kind of given a speech. And so the 5th house, ruled by Leo, we talk about Leo like almost every single time. Leo is where an audience would be. You would be on a stage. Okay, a debate is almost kind of like a performance for your supporters. Okay, the people that's going to vote for her, right? Right. And so she does have a Gemini rising. Okay, so to a lot of y'all know what that means. She flipped that when she at home, when she in her personal, she probably not the person we see on TV, which is how it's supposed to be. Keep your personal life personal. Okay, but you can see her Mercury in Scorpio is conjunct her Sun in Libra, and her Mercury is opposite her Moon, which is in Aries. Okay, and so a lot of people feel like when you have certain planets in certain signs that it's all about you. No, sometimes those planets represent other people in your immediate environment, and that is exactly what her Mercury in Scorpio is. She is using her speech, communication, language, all the facts and the data that she was on it. Okay, very articulate. She was up against, okay, a scorpionic character, Trump. Okay, as a monster, a criminal. He's evil. Okay, he's the villain. Some people see him as a dictator. Okay, okay. But she is a Libra, so her performance was very eloquent. It was beautiful. She was very diplomatic, well mannered. Okay, she was ethical, something that Trump is missing. Okay, he is missing. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but he's missing ethics. Okay, he need to get it together. But let's go to her Moon in Aries. Okay, Trump is representing, okay, the Aries zodiac sign that her Moon is in. Trump is her opponent. That is her competition. Okay, he is rude, he is pushy, he is quick-tempered, he is arrogant, and he is rude. And at her Moon sign, okay, the Moon is about your intuition. I'm sure she knew he was going to be all those things, no matter how hard he tried to hold it together. You see, he was still talking super crazy. Okay, super crazy. I wasn't even going to watch, and then I was like, oh, let me turn to it. And I'm like, what in the heck is he saying? What is he talking about? And I was like, so the people on his side, they really believe this stuff? They really believe this? Like, this is crazy. And technically, the whole thing about abortion, that is impossible. You can't abort something that's been born. That doesn't even make any sense. It would be murder. Hello? Crazy, crazy, crazy man. So, let's look at Trump. Let's go back to his birth chart. Let's go back to the old Trumpity Dumpity's birth chart. Okay? So, as you can see, Trump has Mercury in Cancer in the 11th house. Okay? Trump's His communication skills. I'm gonna throw out a bunch of 11th house words, and you let me know in the comments if this is this a description of how he displays himself on a regular basis, i.e., specifically at that debate. Vague answers. He had no plan. I have pieces of a plan. You supposed to have a plan. He ain't got no plan. He winging it. He just out here. Radical, unusual. The things he was saying were quite shocking and disturbing. Okay, I don't know if you were disturbed. They were tactless, very upsetting, and they were irritating. Okay, he was just getting on my nerves. And anytime Trump speak, you don't know what he's gonna say. He unpredictable. He is scatterbrained because he feel like he gotta respond to the personal digs. Well, he gotta respond to digs at policy, but personally. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I fired them because blah, 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 blah. No, give us some facts. Tell us some details. But he ain't got no plan. That's why he can't give you no facts and no data, no kind of information. Okay? He is unstable, people. He is unstable. Okay? He don't care about nothing but himself. Okay? He is definitely a crab. He gonna pull people, whoever, down. If you say something negative about him, he is coming after you with trying to read somebody. Okay, he think he can read down, honey, but he can't even read the freaking newspaper, which is ridiculous. But yeah, that debate was a whole craziness. And apparently they were saying, if you think the Trump and Harris debate was crazy, wait until we see Vance versus Walz, because JD Vance is another weirdo too that don't know nothing, but they want these people to be president. But they saying Kamala ain't got the experience. She do got the experience. Trump ain't got none. Oh, I ain't. All right, let me stop. I'm digressing. Okay. So this week's episode is rather short because I kind of did all of RIPs simultaneously instead of breaking them up like I had planned to, but I ain't want to belabor us with heaviness on the podcast. You know, we're supposed to be having fun, and that's what I'm here for. Okay. So for Age of Aquarius, I'm so sorry if y'all don't have Apple TV, but Apple TV they got all the good shows. This is an old show that's been on my list. I just started watching. It's so good. It's called Dr. Brain. Okay. You will need the voice dubbing unless you want to read the subtitles, but you're going to be so busy reading, but you're going to miss important parts that you need to see. So do the voice dub. Okay. Don't do the closed caption. But yeah, Dr. Brain is about a unempathetic scientist. Okay. And when I say unempathetic, like he don't have no feelings, like I thought he was gonna grow up to be a psychopath, but he was okay. He was fine. He didn't grow up to be crazy. But long story short, his wife passes away and he thinks the son did too. So he is this neurosurgeon, doctor. He keep his wife alive in his coma because he want to transfer her memories and thoughts into his own. And I mean, the consciousness of it all is crazy. I mean, like, this is so forward in the future. That's why it's on TV, because we're not there yet. However, where there's smoke, there is fire. Okay. So all of these ideas about consciousness and stuff that we're seeing on TV, they're not making this up. It's coming from a real place. Okay. They know what's up. That technology exists somewhere. We just don't know about it. A lot of the technology that we get on our phones and in our homes, the military done had it for years and they on to the next thing, so we get to have it. You know what I'm saying? So things are developing fast. Okay, and we cannot keep up. But try to keep up. You know, I'm not a big purveyor of technology. I do see the pros and cons, but the cons to me outweigh the pros because of human behavior. Okay? Humans will do anything to please their personal goals. Okay? So, that's all we got for you this week. Make sure you go to www.12thlighthouse.com. Get you a personal reading. Like this video. Comment. Let me know what you think. If there's something you want me to talk about specifically, let me know. I can and I will. If you have questions about anything astrologically, let me know. I do plan to have guests in the future. I just got to get the logistics popping. Okay, so don't go off on me. Please don't go off on me. But yeah, we got incantation t-shirts. The incantation hoodies are going to be back soon. Actually, I should just put them back now so people can have them by the time it get real cold. Yeah, by the time you see this, they'll be on the website, the hoodies. And of course, the graffiti oracle deck created by yours truly. And if you enjoyed this episode, I enjoyed you too. All right, y'all. Peace.